story being told inside my head. I'm too shy to straighten up my bones.
How'd you sleep? Great. Good morning, ladies. It is about 5:30. Josiah ended up waking up as usual, but we do our thing together and try to make it work. But I just wanted to say good morning and welcome to the channel. We have lots planned for this video. This morning I'm going to try and do a little bit of Bible study, and then I have to go clean a house that I had to reschedule. It only takes about an hour. I have to come back, pick up the kids, go back to town, go to my chiropractor appointment because I every now and then try to get my hips adjusted. Just over the years where I've had the kids like on my hip, it's got out of alignment. So if you are a mama, make sure you check into that you get your hips aligned every now and then. But yeah, and then we'll see what else. I have to go to Aldi, get a few groceries, and then we'll come back and see what else we can get into. So I hope you enjoyed today's video and you find some homemaking motivation and you get inspired as homemakers. And let's just go ahead and get started. I usually like to, first thing in the morning, go to my scriptural reminders. I have a list of scriptures and things that I've collected over the years just to help me in my homemaking journey, but for marriage, motherhood, things that realign my heart and my mind and my thoughts, and just overlook those. And yeah, so I'm gonna go get him out of the bath and then maybe listen to like a morning worship, read the daily scripture, and then I'll read my mantra magazine. I talked about these before. And then we'll do our morning movements. So. All right, ladies, I am at a coffee shop right now, so if you hear cars going by, bear with me. But I just wanted to get back to a comment that a subscriber, Jennifer, she said, I have noticed quite a bit of difference in the definition of your arms. You are looking amazing and strong. So motivating that you do it all from home. So I just wanted to comment on that and how you can have definition in your upper body, and by doing the obvious for resistance training, calorie deficit, hydrate, because that can hold on to water weight, and my foam rolling. And you think that I would have nothing more to say about my morning movements, but if I were to share all the benefits of them, we would be here for a very long time, so I try to break it up. But strengthening and sculpting your upper body can help push out or better define that décolleté area, the upper chest, the collarbone, and the neckline. This can create a more lifted, contoured look around the chest and collarbones, giving a naturally enhanced appearance to your décolleté. So bonus, if you have good posture, exercises like rows and shoulders openers can also make this area appear more open and prompt. So I just wanted to share that with you, ladies, of another reason why I love my morning movements. Alright, ladies, I'm getting ready to head out, but I wanted to show you what I made for breakfast. It's a yogurt bowl, and I did cinnamon, dates, cacao nibs, hemp seeds, and then I drizzled some peanut butter on top. So altogether this is 30 grams of protein. So yeah, nice filling breakfast, especially with like the peanut butter. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat this, and then I'm gonna head out, and then I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright, ladies, we are back from town and just doing all the errands, chiropractor, and I was just putting these away. I found these at Walmart. They're so beautiful. They're from the Pioneer Woman collection, and yeah, I just thought, oh my gosh, this is just perfect for my kitchen. And I actually don't even have kitchen towels. I just used like the cheesecloth towels. So I thought this would be a nice way to add in some elegance in my kitchen. So yeah, I'm getting ready to put Sissy down for her nap, and then I'll probably make, I don't know what it's called. It's like a hamburger bowl. It has hamburger, cottage cheese, sweet potatoes, and like avocado with hot honey drizzle on top. I found these as well. I thought they were really pretty. And I have an old pair I think I got like 5 years ago, and they're disgusting. So cute. So yeah, we went to the chiropractor. I feel so much better. If you have not gone to the chiropractor, especially after postpartum, I highly recommend it. We get it through our insurance. So CareSource, it will cover it through there, like depending on what chiropractor you find. Yeah, it makes a world of a difference. I felt like as he was aligning me back, like all my organs and ribs were going back into place. So just to be conscious of too, when you like hold your baby on your hip, there's like a proper way to make sure you're not like doing the pelvic tilt, and just, I wish I would have known a long time ago like the things I know now. And if there was just like some sort of postpartum protocol after pregnancy, just like mind, body, soul, maybe I should do that. Maybe I should put it together. I'm still learning, so maybe here in the next couple years I can like have, that way you can have like guidance on how to nourish and take care of yourself. Yeah. So anyways, okay. Say, are you ready for a nap? Did you poo-poo?
Mm.
Yeah? Okay. Well, I'm gonna go change her poopy diaper. Okay. Have you ever seen that reel where the lady's like trying to go to one places at once? It's like, prove you're a mom. I'm like, I should make a cup of coffee. Wait, I need to start the sweet potatoes because then I'm gonna have a late lunch. What do I do? So, okay. I'm gonna make some sweet potatoes. I just rinse these off, and I just lay them out just like that at 400 for like 45 minutes. I think I'm gonna go put my daughter down for her nap, and then maybe sit down, relax a little bit, read a magazine.
They will be together.
So I wanted to share the benefits of black garlic, and it contains a higher level of antioxidants than raw garlic, which means it's more stable and absorbable. And it fights free radicals, it reduces oxidative stress, and it may help lower cholesterol and blood pressure and improve circulation. It can also help reduce inflammation, which plays a role in conditions like arthritis, metabolic syndrome, and autoimmune disorders. And it helps your body resist infections and illnesses. And some studies suggest it helps regulate blood glucose levels and improves insulin sensitivity. So I've been taking it for about a year now, and I don't think I've ever shown, because I normally just consider it as a food, but it is kind of like a supplement. It doesn't taste the greatest, but it's not terrible. My son has eaten them before, so yeah, it's fermented black garlic. Hey ladies, I just came out here to read my magazine, and it's actually starting to sprinkle. It stormed earlier. It's quite overcast today, but it's okay. We'll see how long we can last. In my last video, I talked a little bit about joy and things that can prevent us from having like a joyful heart, just like practical tips we can do for marriage and in motherhood. But I just wanted to also touch on something that can actually help us to have a joyful heart, and something that I've recognized over the years of motherhood give me hope and purpose and anchor me. And it's always giving your heart something to look forward to. And it's so powerful. Don't take it for granted or be like, yeah, like I should, go out and do this, but it's truly, I think, pivotal. Having something to look forward to as a mom each week, it can give you hope. And even in the hard times and the difficult moments and the tantrums and things that just exhaust you and wear you out, you have this like anchor and this hope ahead that you're looking forward to something. You can approach things with more grace and more patience and more purpose, because like, hey, like, tomorrow or this weekend, or I'm going to be able to hang out with some girlfriends, or go to a movie by myself, or just go to a coffee shop, go to the library and just relax, or I know is necessary. And a lot of the times I would just really neglect that part and think, well, it's not going to do much for me, or
It's not really that important, like I can do without, but you truly can't. Like you need that time away. I think all moms need that. So it shifts your focus from like surviving to anticipation. When you're exhausted or you're stuck in a routine or you're just weighed down by, you know, the emotions, or it creates like that mental space that you're gonna get relief soon. I really like that scripture. It's expectation postponed makes the heart sick, but a desire, when it's realized, is life. Having a future expectation and a joy that you're looking forward to something is really going to help anchor you, and it's going to give you that little bit of extra oomph and strength that you know that you're going to refreshment for your soul and for your mind. And it's just, you have to be really intentional about it. So I think that's what I always like to encourage on my channel, to nourish your mind, body, heart, soul. Be intentional, and you have to, because, you know, nobody else is going to say, hey, you know, like you should do this or that every week. And I know at first it could be like, oh, is it too much? Like every week? Like, should, you know, I do it like 2-3 times a week. I've talked about too, like before, it's important that we don't try to escape, trying to learn and cope and have good coping mechanisms when it comes to when you're like exhausted and overwhelmed. This is like before you get to that point to where you have the consistency of that self-care and you feel nourished and taken care of. So again, like sometimes I may feel fine, like I'm not, you know, overwhelmed or anything like that, but I know, experience little symptoms that I'm like, oh, okay, like I need a little bit of time. So I'll just tell them, it doesn't have to be much, like, hey, can you watch the kids for an hour or two? I'm gonna run to town. I think just a little bit of like feeling that normalcy and knowing like it's not like all the responsibility is on you. Like if you don't have family or friends close by, I know that can be really hard, or if your husband's working overtime. For our local area, like the gym, the rec center, or just like I think a daycare where you can actually drop them off just for an hour or two. Like obviously, like do your research, make sure you feel confident and good about where you're taking them. But like I said, if it's just for an hour or two, really consider that and pray about it. Some of the programs I think are like free, so that's an option too if you don't have anybody. I'm gonna go check the sweet potatoes and hopefully make myself some lunch. Alright ladies, we are back from town. I'm just sitting here checking some emails, having myself a little light lunch. So I did Greek yogurt, and then I found these like protein donuts at my local market. For 3 of them, they're 10 grams of protein, and then I drizzled some peanut butter. So this is probably like 35 grams of protein. Check some emails, do a little bit of editing, and just relax a little bit while my daughter naps. I'm trying to, well, I set up a GoFundMe account actually for my sister, because my sister's husband's daughter had a baby 2 years ago. It was in the NICU for a year, and it's been out for a year, but I think the overwhelming responsibility, she got pregnant very young, I think at like 16. Having a baby that young, but especially having a baby with special needs, health conditions, because it has a feeding tube in his stomach and breathing. Anyways, his right lung collapsed and he's in the hospital right now. My sister's husband is missing work and hasn't been able to provide for the home, and Sarah, my sister, is at the house. Anyways, she gave up rights to the baby, and now my sister and her husband are going to bring it home and adopt it. He doesn't want to leave the hospital because he's afraid the state will take the baby, although we're just waiting for the paperwork to get through. It's just this whole process. And so yeah, I just felt so helpless. We you know, helped them financially, but we can only do so much. So I thought, you know, let me just create a GoFundMe account and, you know, let God take over the rest. If you ladies would like to, I will leave that link below. If anything, would be deeply gratefully appreciated. And but anyways, yeah, we went to the library, the splash pad, and the park. Yeah, there were a lot of moms actually at the library. I'm just like one to like sit back and observe. I'm not to be like outgoing. My personality is more like quiet and like introverted, but of course I will be like friendly and smile and stuff, but I'm not one to like start conversations. I think it just depends on your personality. Like if you're extroverted and it's easier for you to make friends. But for me, I think it just takes a lot of energy, and when I show interest in somebody, it means I actually really desire to be their friend. I think there's two different types of personalities. Like one, which is my friend extroverted, like she's friendly and outgoing and bubbly to everybody, and she'll just have conversations, and but that's just like as far as it goes. Like she's not, it's, you'd think they're best friends, but they're not. Yet she still like chooses her friends in association wisely. Ones that are more like intimate are very few. When I'm out and about, like I'm very introverted and like quiet and observant. I'm not really like outgoing and bubbly and like talkative. But when I do show interest in you, or like when I am trying to like pursue you, it means I do want to have that close relationship with you. I think for friendships, like it takes a lot of effort on both parties to commit to each other, to commit time and energy and also vulnerability. I don't know, I feel like I try to choose my friends wisely because it does expend a lot of energy. So while you have like associates where you kind of just run into each other and you talk, I like to have like a very small knit group of women, like 3 or 4, because it's hard to just like always put yourself out there, always open up, always be vulnerable, always give your energy, time, effort, and that's not reciprocated. But also like it just takes a lot for somebody to give their friendship to somebody else. That goes for online friendships too. Like I'll be very specific about like who I watch, or I think it's just interesting how two different personalities like can come across differently. Like somebody who's extroverted might be like, oh, like she wants to be my friend, but it's like that's not necessarily like the case. Because in school, I was very shy and timid, and that came across as like stuck up. So I have to be conscious of my facial expressions and just like have a nice warm smile and like have that inviting body posture. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and eat this and check some emails, relax a little bit, and then we'll see what else we can get into. Good morning, ladies. It is a new day. Share with you ladies what I do in moments like that when you know, there's a lot of detours to get to the destination. There's a lot of interruptions, and just Sissy got slime all in her hair, and yeah, it's just been like a little bit of a stressful morning. Made my breakfast, I came out here on the porch, tried to just meditate a little bit, but she kept fussy and whining and things, and felt some like pressure in my chest, just not being able to take a deep breath and starting to feel and sense like that stress and tension in my body. I just was doing my somatic work and mindfulness, you know, thinking about the thoughts that I'm thinking, being aware, conscious of spiraling negative intrusive thoughts, you know, just be conscious and aware as it's happening. And especially when you're not aware of that and you're so used to suppressing every little trigger or emotional flare-up that can suppress it. When you get to the point where you have those outbursts, that's just an indication where you've gone too long without, it's just built up stress and unresolved emotion in your body. And like any trigger that is happening throughout the day, if you don't recover quickly from it and you just push it aside and it's like, okay, going to the next thing, at the end of the day, if you continue to, you know, operate like that, you're going to have like an explosion or a reaction, and then of course that brings guilt and shame. Yeah, I just wanted to like share with you ladies what I've been doing. So I have my notes here. I wanted to share with you ladies all the ways in which stress can be stored in your body, and maybe you can identify that for yourself and ways that you can, I'll try to link this below for you ladies. But first being neck and shoulders. That's usually emotional burdens, worry and overwhelm, often tightness in the muscles. So to quickly release that, you want to roll your shoulders back and forth, apply heat, try shoulder shrugs, deep neck stretches. That's why I like to do my shoulder stretching bands in the mornings. That's why I highly recommend doing like morning movements right away. That way you can release that stress and try to prevent like that cortisol from rising. The other one is jaw and face. So that usually means suppressed emotion, frustration, and anger. Trying to, you know, suppress your feelings. So to release that, you want to open your mouth wide. Try to force yourself to yawn. Massage your temples and jawline. Do lion's breath. Inhale, then exhale forcefully with the tongue out. Avoid clenching your teeth constantly. So the third one is your chest, and this usually means anxiety, which is what I was experiencing this morning, sadness, and emotional heartache. I was just maybe possibly sad that I wasn't able to, because I have a sacred moment with my oatmeal cookies, with my coffee in the morning, and it's just a time where I can just breathe and relax. And usually I get to do that, but this morning Sissy was not letting me, so that was triggering me. So for that, you want to place one hand on your chest, which I did this morning, and breathe deeply into your chest. Hum and sing. Humming and singing is really amazing for this. And then gentle chest opening stretches, like standing chest opening with your arms clasped behind. Wherever in your body you start to experience that like tightness, and you don't even realize it until you do a body scan. I think that's why it's important to do body scans every morning and every evening. The next one being your stomach and gut. So that is usually fear, dread, and anxiety. A quick release for that is gentle abdominal massages and clockwise, deep belly breathing. So this is something I've actually been really focusing on lately, because I do store a lot of my stress in my stomach, and it's why I experience like bloating sometimes. Might not have anything to do with food or anything like that, but it's the stress. At first it was really hard to actually breathe with my stomach because I was so used to tightening my abdominal muscles, but it's been so good actually that I've noticed less bloating. So if you experience that, that's like one of the most common ones is in our gut. So deep belly breathing, look it up and see online, have a mind-body connection so you know you're doing it right. Let's see, sip warm herbal teas, peppermint and ginger, gentle twisting stretches like seated spinal twist. The other one is hips. So this is repressed emotions, trauma, chronic stress. This was really big for me after postpartum. So this one, I think even to this day, even at the chiropractor, he was like, oh, you seem a little tense in the hips. I'm like, yeah. So a quick release for this is hip opening stretches like pigeon poses, butterfly stretches, gentle walking or shaking the legs. Try to lie on your back with your knees pulled to your chest. It's good, but it's also painful, and I try to do that every morning as well. So you lay on your back and you just pull your legs almost like, a baby would if they're trying to change their if you're trying to change their diaper, you know how they pull their legs back. The breath work when doing these movements is crucial. In Bubby's backpack. Go get Bubby's backpack. So the next one being hands and feet. So this usually is anxiety, nervous energy, feeling ungrounded. Squeeze and release fists several times. Massage palms and soles. Barefoot outside, gentle foot stretches or ankle rotations. And then the last one is back, which I think is super common. A lot of people have back pain, but they don't really connect the two with it being stress. So this is usually from burden, lack of support, long-term stress. So for this one, it is cat-cow stretches on hands and knees, foam rolling or lying on a foam towel along spine, gently twist stretches, breath work lying flat with knees bent. Whole body rapid release. This is really good. Shake it out. So basically you just shake, jump up and down for 1 to 2 minutes, whatever is happening like in your kitchen or something. It's the same methods that animals use to like discharge stress in their body. The second one, breath work. So breathe, box breathing. Inhale 4 seconds, hold 4 seconds, exhale 4 seconds. So also I do the one a lot where I breathe all the air out of my lungs, like, and then take that one last breath, which is really hard, and then exhale. Cold exposure. So in the mornings, if you are in chronic stress, this is something to consider. Or if you're in fight or flight, or you're just in a really stressful season in motherhood, do like an ice water immersion for your face every morning. Walking, dancing to upbeat music. That's why you see me and the kids always having a dance party. The last one being laughter. So having a joyful heart, having a sense of humor has really helped. So watch just like a funny video or like a reel. This really triggers like stress relief. So yeah, those are all the things, and I hope that it helped, and I hope that you become possibly more aware of when you start to get triggered, and maybe do some of those somatic work, because it's really been something that's been pivotal. Right, well, I think I'm going to, I'm having another date night tonight, but not with my husband. Me and my son are going to the movies. We're gonna watch Jurassic Park. For right now, I think I'm just gonna do a little bit of homemaking, change the sheets, and tidy up the house a little bit. By that time, my daughter will go down for a nap. We already did my healthy morning routine. We went for a walk on the road and had a healthy breakfast. So yeah, we're off to a good start, even though we might have some hiccups and some detours. We're still persevering. We're still doing our somatic work, and we are cultivating that grateful and content heart. So, oh,
They're so cool.
That one itches. This one, that red one.
it'll take me 5 minutes, and then you can come in. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes I will just shut the sliding door, and they'll just be sitting here watching me change the sheets, because it's just like little things like that to where you can prevent you're trying to get your routine done. Like, just, honey, he's acting like a dinosaur. Prevent and not feel like guilty that you have to shut the screen door while you have to finish a task, or you try to keep them distracted, because it keeps your sanity, you know? Like, they're okay, they're sitting there with each other playing, and I'm going to get the sheets changed without constant interruptions and stress. So just finding little ways like that to prevent you from spiraling.
So here I am just changing the sheets, and then we're going to move on and clean Sissy's room. But I just wanted to share a little bit about a real pitfall that many moms might find themselves in when it comes to their evening time routine, and that is just falling into bed and doom scrolling until you realize, oh, I need to go to bed. And that can often make us feel, you know, depleted, and make us feel like, what are we doing with our lives? That's why evening times are so important as moms, so we can replenish and renourish and recenter ourselves, and to set clear boundaries and intentions. And that's okay with a little bit of doom scrolling, but allow yourself 15 minutes and then move on to your nourishing evening routine. And not just to take it away, but you have to replace it with stretching or reading a book that inspires you, journaling, praying, setting your intentions for the next day, reading a, mantra wellness magazine, and sipping a cup of tea. The real danger is that we tend to avoid emotions because many of them feel overwhelming, uncomfortable, and they just make us feel pain, and we may not know how to work through that and to learn emotional regulation. While I have had many moments like that in motherhood, I think avoiding emotions may bring short-term relief, but it creates long-term anxiety and disconnection. So the longer we go with suppressing emotions, it's going to be harder to decipher why we feel the way we feel and to pinpoint the exact moment. That's why I've talked about how to recover quickly. Don't suppress your emotions and work through them on a daily basis. And yeah, I just wanted to share that with you ladies, and just encourage you to stay up on your evening routine, take care of yourself, and let me know what you do in your evening routine, or what healthy habits you're doing for the summertime. So that is it for today's video. If you found it to be motivating or inspiring, please give this video a thumbs up. It really does help out my channel. I hope you ladies have a lovely homemaking day, and I hope to see you in my next video. All right, bye.